Okay, Drew, this is a big day for a lot of fans of the Cottage Cafe.
Yeah.
You guys are just made the announcement today that you're reopening, making the steps to reopen. So, why now? Why make the decision to reopen?
Well, we got the PPP loan coming through, so that's definitely, we need a fresh start, at least in the bank. We got to restock completely after a year. We're not going to sell anything that's out of the freezer, So it's going to take us a couple weeks to clean up, get the cobwebs out of the place, and restock and get ready to like opening a brand new place.
Did you think you'd be closed for so long? I mean, when did you guys officially close your doors?
This Tuesday will be a year, so as soon as we knew we couldn't have dine-in service, that's when I pulled the plug. I didn't want to mess around with takeout. So yeah, almost a year.
Why didn't you want to mess around with takeout? You kind of mentioned that off camera.
Eggs are not good reheated. And also I just didn't know how it was all going to play out, and I wanted to keep my crew safe and one of my customers safe. So I just wanted to, I didn't think it would be a year by any means, but yeah.
And when you guys were open, man, this place is hustling and bustling. Have you missed that? Have you missed seeing just
I miss working, yeah. I miss the noise too. I miss washing dishes even.
Wow.
And because I can make a lot of noise back there.
Well, I miss hearing you guys play music back there. I'm usually at the bar. Was that you?
That's me making the noise.
I love it. Oh, I'm realizing my camera bag's in the way. 1 second. From a random black bag in the way. What's going on there? Over here. Oh, I love that. My husband and I love sitting at the bar whenever we can get up there. I'm like, oh, this is so great. So tell me, I guess, what do we know at this point as far as your plans to reopen? What can we tell Cottage Cafe fans?
Give us at least 2 weeks.
Okay.
Yeah, and by then we'll be 50% capacity. We need a little time to spruce up the place and just get ready. We've all been out, haven't done it in a year, so we need to maybe practice a little bit.
Yeah. Your post this morning, gosh, hundreds, almost 200 last check, comments, shares, a lot of people are excited. Were you expecting that response once you guys broke silence?
Kinda. Maybe not to the extent, but when we were robbed here a couple years ago, we had a lot of people come to bat for us, and that reached a lot of people. So I knew that we had people curious, and I haven't posted since June, so I wasn't trying to keep everyone in the dark, but I just didn't know when. I had to wait till the time was right.
Yeah.
So, and I know now, like, I have most of my crew on board, and they're all excited and just want to get back to work.
And you had mentioned kind of waiting to get that PPE and funding to be able to get that restock in, but was there there's mention in some of the comments of just waiting for that 50%. So could you kind of talk about maybe why phase 3 is the right time for you guys to reopen?
Well, we're so small. I mean, we only seat 48, so you could just pull the numbers and the price of food now and the price of to-go supplies. You have to figure in all these extra costs that a lot of people don't think about when they're not a business owner. And I think we can operate successfully at half capacity, and now that we have better weather, we can have people outside.
So would it have been worth it for you guys to open at even 25% capacity?
We were going to. We were going to try it out, definitely, just to get back and going. But it was awesome news last night to hear finally we're moving up a phase. So
I would argue as a 4-year fan now that even more awesome news hearing you guys reopen. It's just kind of a good way to end the week. We're starting to see some things change and slowly go back to normal. And
yeah.
Glad to have you guys back in the community. Have you looked at some of the comments? I guess what are your thoughts about the reaction?
No, I just mainly look at the shares because I didn't ask for anyone to share. I could have, but just the amount of people that are excited about it. And I don't really read the comments because I might at some point, because I know there's always going to be a few people that didn't appreciate maybe part of the post, but there was no ill intention by any means. I just want people to know that, hey, we're going to be back, and we all miss you. So,
what have you and your staff been up to this past year?
Not working. Most of us are homeschooling or, spending time with our families. Been nice. We're ready to get back to work, because when we're working, we're happy, and when we get home, we're, happy around our family. So I'm sure they miss that.
Yeah. And so, what is it going to take to reopen? You mentioned give us 2 weeks. So what's going to be going on between now and when doors open?
Well, we got to clear out our walk-in, our freezer. We're going to probably donate whatever second harvest we'll take from our freezer, just because, not that it's bad, but it's just not. If we're going to start, we want it to be fresh and with a bang, and that's just kind of how we roll. But cleaning, I mean, it hasn't been cleaned in over a year, and just getting restocked is going to take a few days. It could be sooner than 2 weeks, but I'm just saying probably around the 2 week time.
Just hang in a little longer, right?
We don't want to stress ourselves out. We want to get back in, and I'm sure once the juices get going, we're going to be excited, and it'll get done a lot quicker than we thought. But last time I posted that we're going to be coming soon, someone drove an hour away thinking we were open. So I don't want people. But.
And you mentioned what the max capacity is. What would it be? How many folks would you be able to allow to seat at 50%? Do you know?
At 24. I mean, technically, that's half of 48. But with the outside, people have shown that they're willing to go out to restaurants and eat outside just to support. So we got a few tables we can set up. Yeah. I'm not going to do a tent, but we can arrange some tables so everyone feels distant and can still do it.
And like you said, weather's getting nicer, so having the seating outside is more doable now, for sure. Yeah. What type of, I guess, financial impacts has this year had on your business being closed?
Well, thankfully, SBA's been able to help out with my mortgage loan. They've made some payments for me, so that's really helped. I mean, it's mainly just been personally, financially, because I haven't had a paycheck, for a year. I haven't had any income, but I did have, thankfully, my mutual funds had a pretty good gain this last year, so I was able to make some money there and keep afloat.
Was there ever a moment where you thought, I don't know if we can reopen?
Yeah, but I never wanted to think that way. I told my crew that a year ago when we shut down. I'll go through whatever I can personally to make sure that we're coming back. Because I don't know what else I would do.
This is your passion.
Yeah. I'm a pretty good homeschool teacher. Maybe I could make money doing that.
I know, we're all learning new skills this year, haven't we? Right? What is something that you've missed the most? I know you mentioned you're like, I'm back there cooking the eggs and whatnot. So I guess what have you missed the most about this place?
The noise, the crew, the excitement, the chatter. Because people just get together. People come here to have a good time and meet friends and family, and people have gotten engaged here. People have met their wife here. People just come in knowing it's a good place, a good vibe when they come in. Even if the music's too loud, they'll ask to turn it down, and we will until they leave.
There you go. What is it? If the music's too loud, you're too old. Yeah. I have a band husband, so. So it's probably too early to ask, but do you anticipate, with the restrictions of 50% capacity, what sort of changes do you anticipate folks should expect when they come in once you guys reopen?
Maybe a little quieter. We're going to meet with the health department and kind of get a good idea of how we can operate it where they're happy with us. So that's still to come. That's another reason why it's going to be a couple weeks, but Food-wise, I don't think there's going to be much of a difference. We're thinking about maybe cutting out the lunch just for a while and just doing breakfast, because that's what everyone's told me they miss the most. That hasn't been 100% decided yet, but other than that, the breakfast is going to be the same. We're going to do it just like we did it a year ago.
I know we're going to get asked, and feel free to say we don't know yet, but with folks gearing up to come in, how might that look? I know you guys didn't ever really take reservations ahead of time. It's first come, first serve. What might that look like to ensure that, you know, we're socially distant and also getting people in a reasonable fashion, right?
Another reason why I want to talk with the health department and see how they recommend it. I mean, we can do the sit in your car and wait after a year, and then we can just go out the side door and scream their name until they hear us. But
whatever it takes, right?
I haven't really had that all figured out yet. We'll just kind of see what the health department wants us to do. But
that's great. You mentioned maybe we're keeping it just breakfast. So can we expect maybe the full breakfast menu, or some restaurants have kind of opened with a limited menu just to kind of ease back into things?
Yeah, there's nothing on the breakfast menu that we really want to get rid of. If we're going to consolidate, I think just do the breakfast for a while until we can kind of get our feet underneath us. And but there's nothing that we can think about taking off the breakfast menu. We've already consolidated it in years past. So.
Well, whatever you call it consolidated down to, it's amazing. So I'm a little biased.
We'll still have the pint glass of mimosas.
Yes,
though.
Great. So when was the last time you were in here?
March 15th.
Really?
Yeah.
What is it like?
That was working.
Yeah.
That was my last day working.
Oh, okay.
We were in here a couple weeks ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I guess maybe in the mindset of last day working, even, what is it like being back in here today, now in the mindset of we're going to reopen?
It's better. I'm more positive. I kind of didn't come in here all that much this last year just because it made me sad looking at the colorings on the walls of kids and just like I said, there's literally cobwebs that need to be cleaned because it's been a year since we've cleaned.
Yeah. Yeah.
So.